Nabila. Today we are going to learn about quantifiers. Before that, students, let us revise previous lesson. Students, this program is brought to you by City Government of Addis Ababa Education Bureau with collaboration at this media network. So students, before start today's lesson, let us revise our previous lesson. Students, last time we will learn about articles. So, students, when we come to articles are small words that we can use before nouns. Before what we call nouns. So, when we come to articles, we can have three articles. Here is a, an, and also here is the. These are three articles we can use in different situations. When we come to an, the first one we can use only before vowel letters. Before vowel letters. So when we come to vowel letters, we can call them A, E, I, O, U. Before these letters, or before this sound words, we can use an. For example, here is an egg, an idea, an apple, and also here is an orange. So these are an article we can use before vowel letters. Before what? Vowel letters. Let us continue. When we come to the second one, it is A. We can use before consonant sounds. Consonant letters. So here is we can use like different them. For example, a book, a table, etc. We can have all alphabetic letters, like specifically we cannot include vowel letters, but we can use them B, C, D, like not included vowel letters, you can use consonant letters. So when we come to that, this is easily before specific words. Specific words or nouns. So when we come to specific, with color, with size, whatever it is, like we can mention many of them, and also we can use that before specific nouns that included what I said already, size, color, and etc. And also that we know it already, the thing that we know together, that's a specific thing that we can use that. So we can use this, all of them. For example, the red pen, the book we read together, the museum that we know it already. We can use different of them by using to make it a specific the. So how many articles that we had already? Three of them. What are they? A, an, and the. We can use an before vowel sounds. We can use A before consonant. We can use the before what we called before specific words or nouns. Students, this was our previous lesson. So let us start today's lesson. Today we are going to learn about quantifiers. We are learning about what? Quantifiers. So when we come to here, before start the lesson or start the quantifiers, do you have any apple? Do you have anything like that quantity? That's what we call quantity that we are going to count or not. Before start this lesson, students, do you know any idea about countable and uncountable noun? Okay, let us start here. Before start quantifiers, let me remind you nouns, which is countable and uncountable noun. Because these nouns we are going to use related with quantifiers. So when we come to noun, we can have two types of noun, which is countable and uncountable. So when we come to countable, that you can count like 1, 2, 3. Like, for example, book, pen, pencil. These are countable. These are nouns that you can count. 1 book, 2 books, or 3 books. You can count them. These are called countable nouns. When we come to a countable noun, that's not easy to count, and it's called uncountable noun. What we call them? Uncountable noun. So when we come to a countable noun, we can mention, for example, water, rice, sugar. These are what? Uncountable nouns. These are what? Countable noun. So students, before starting quantifiers, just don't forget these uncountable and countable nouns. Let us start today's lesson. Quantifiers. Quantifiers. So when we come to quantifiers, we can have different quantifier words. For example, many, much, any, and some. So these are words we can use for as quantifiers. With maybe for quantifiers, it might also countable or uncountable nouns. So for example, when we come to many, much, any, let me show you how and what is the difference between them. When we come to many, we can use it for countable nouns. Used to countable nouns. For example, we can say many books. This is an example of many. I'll add more. And the next one is much. Used to uncountable nouns. And also, for example, we can use any for negative statement. Negative statement. Or question, it's maybe, but it is negative. So I'll show you. For example, do you have any rice? For example, this is question mark. So you can say what? No, I do not have any rice. This is a negative statement. A negative statement. We can use any by what? Saying for negative statement. What about when we come to some? When we come to some for positive. Do you have some bird? So this is for something that's a positive thing. That's you have already. But when we come to any, this is a negative statement. What I'm calling it? It's a negative statement. Here is many, much, any, and some. I do not have much money. money, students, is uncountable noun. I have many friends. I do not have anything, for example. Anything. This is a negative form. I have some apple. I have a few books. I have a little oil. A little oil. So these are an example of quantifiers, which is we can use them as a different of them. So students, let me summarize and let me teach you again what's the difference of them. When we come through much, this is uncountable. Uncountable. So when we come to uncountable noun, easily much, I don't have much money. Money is uncountable noun. Here it is. So when we come to many, we can use what with what? Countable. So here is I have many friends. Friends can be count, and it's called countable noun. And here is any. I don't have anything. What I said here is a negative form. It's a negative form. Maybe you can't share the thing with somebody. So you can say, I don't have anything. And you can use any with even question. Do you have any? You can use with what? Do also. When we come to some, it's positive. It is positive. Some. I have some apples. Not many of them, but I have some apples. So when we come to a few, these are a little amount and a few amount of, not much and not enough maybe. We can use them little and a few. When we come to a few, which is what? Countable. Which is what? Countable. For example, I have a few books. I have a few books. This is a countable noun. When we come to a little, this is small amount. Don't forget, both of them are small amount. What we call them? Small amount. So when we come to both of them, few and little, we can say I have a few books. A few books. This is a countable noun. When we come to oil, we can count like water. We can't count like water as an example of uncountable noun. So small amount is a little for what? I have a little oil. I have a little oil. This is a small amount. Here is an example of both of them. I hope students, you all are understand and enjoy the lesson. Stay with me. Let me give you activity and let us practice together. Activity 1. Fill the blank spaces, the blanks with many much, a few, any, and some, or little. 1. I have blank friends at school. Question number 2. Do you have blank milk in the fridge? Three. We need blank apples to make a pie. For there is not blank sugar in the jar. 5. She has blank pencil in her bag. Question number 6, this is the last one, but not the least. He drank a blank water after the game. So students, this is the question. Let me give you 3 minutes to try and practice these questions. I'll come back and I'll give you correction. Okay, students, I hope you all have finished and you are not forget to write the notes. Let me give you correction and let us practice together. So this is the first question. I have blank friends at school. I have blank friends at school. Here is a countable noun, not a small amount. This a friends we can use many because this is countable noun. I have many friends at school. Question number 2. Do you have blank milk in the fridge? Do you have blank milk in the fridge? When we come to this question, before, when we learn and in the note, what I was telling you is, when we come to any, when we say any, we can use it for what? Asking question. Ask question. Okay? So, do you have blank milk in the fridge? So, we can say any. Do you have any milk in the fridge? Question number 3. We need blank apples to make a pie. We need blank apples to make a pie. We can say here some. Here is a countable noun. Also, we need some apples to make a pie. Question number 4. There is not blank sugar in the jar. There is not blank sugar in the jar. When we come to sugar, here is uncountable noun. Here is uncountable noun, like rice or money, we can use. So when we come to here, we can use much. Much. There is not much sugar in the jar. It's not countable noun. So she have a blank pencil in her bag. She have pencils in her bag. We can use here a few pencils in her bag. She have a few pencil in her bag. So when we come to pencil is a countable noun. Countable noun. But it's not large amount of them. This is small amount of them to show that. He drank blank water in the game. Water is uncountable noun and he drinks small amount of water. So when we come to small things and we can use as a countable noun little. He drank a little water after the game. So this is an example of quantifiers and this is activity of them. Let me read once. I have many friends at school. Friends is countable noun. Do you have any milk in the fridge? When we come to here, milk is what? Uncountable noun. We can use any. I don't have any milk in the fridge also. When we come to number 3, we need some apples to make a pie. This is a positive form of sentence and yes, I can have what? Some apples. And also, the question number 4. There is not much sugar in the jar. Much sugar in the jar. This is uncountable noun. 5. She have a few pencils in her bag. A few pencils. Maybe one, maybe 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. It's not enough. So, this is pencil countable noun, but small amount of. Yes. He drank a little water after the game. Water is uncountable noun. It's also few amount. And this is, the amount is a small amount. So when we come to small amount for uncountable noun, we can use a little milk, sometimes oil too. So he drank a little water after the game. This is an example of uncountable noun. 2. Activity 2. Here is your instruction, students. Choose the correct quantifiers. I have blank bananas. Here is a few. Here is much. Question number 2. I do not have blank money. Many, much. Please give me a blank juice. For, before that, a few as I choose, and here for, do you have pets? So students, these are the questions, and let me give you 2 minutes, and I'll come back and I'll give you correction and trials. Okay, students, I hope you all have finished, and let us practice, and let me give you correction here. So question number 1, I have blank bananas. I have blank bananas. So here is 2 choices. You can use them, for example, a few or much. So here it is, I have blank bananas. So when we come to banana, banana is countable noun. We can't use much because much used to uncountable noun. So banana is countable noun, we can't use it. So easily we can use a few. A few is a small amount, so I have a few banana. I have a few bananas. And 2, I don't have blank money. I do not have blank money. When we come to here is 2 choices, many and much. When we come to many, we can't use because this used to countable noun. When we come to money, this is uncountable noun. Easily we can use much. So let me read. I do not have much money. I do not have much money. When we come to here is, please give me a blank juice. Please give me a blank juice. This question is a small amount of, when we come to this example, this is a small amount of things. So here is 2 choices, a little and a few. So when we come to a few, that used to countable noun. Countable noun. When we come to a little, easily used to uncountable noun. So when we come to juice, we can't count. So we can use little, a little juice. And 4, do you have blank pets? Do you have blank pets? When we come through here, we can't use some are used for question. We can use mostly any to ask question and for to make negative statement. So here is any. Do you have any pets? Do you have any pets? Here is question mark. This is because the question. So, do you have any pets? Let me read. I have a few bananas, because bananas is countable noun. I do not have much money. Money is uncountable noun. We can use much. Please give me a little juice. Here is a little juice is uncountable noun, and also a few and a small amount. And also, do you have any pets? This is negative statement. We can use any instead of some. This is activity 2. Students, I hope you all are still with me, and let me summarize today's lesson. Students, today we learn about what? Quantifiers, and also countable and uncountable noun. When we come to quantifiers, you can use both countable and uncountable noun. So when we come to countable noun, that you can count. Book, a dog, a table. It can be an example of countable noun. When we come to uncountable noun, that's not easy to count. For example, like liquid, like water, oil, milk are an example of what? Uncountable noun. So when we come to quantifiers, easily we can differentiate with countable and uncountable, some amount and large amount of it. So we can use much. We can use much to uncountable noun. Uncountable noun. We can use many to countable nouns. And also we can use a few and a little, both of them, to small amount of. When we come to a few, we can use to countable noun. When we come to a little, we can use for a small amount, but also uncountable noun with liquid, a little milk, a little water, and also a little oil too. And also we can use some and any. When we come to any to negative statement, we can use some to positive statement. This is today's lesson. I hope you all are enjoy and relax with the lesson. Let me give you homework and more practice. Here is the instruction. Circle the correct word. Question number 1. I do not much, many, homework today. 2. We have a few or little apples in the basket. And here is question number 3. She has some or any new clothes. 4. Is there any or many milk left. Okay, students, this is your homework. You are going to do the next time, and we will see the next time. Parents and guardians, please help them to try their homework and their activities. Students, see you next time. Goodbye, students.